In the last class, we discussed about salts and family of salts. In that, we discussed the salt of strong acids and strong bases give neutral salts. The salts of strong acid and weak bases give acidic salts, and salts of weak acid and strong base gives basic salts. Today we are going to study one of the salt, that is common salt. Common salt is nothing but sodium chloride. It is commonly called common salt or table salt, and it is an essential part of our diet. All of you know that sodium chloride is quite essential for life. Biologically, it has a number of functions to perform, such as in muscle contraction, in conduction of nerve impulses in the nervous system, and is also converted into hydrochloric acid in the stomach, which helps in the digestion of food. And as we sweat, there is loss of sodium chloride along with water, and it leads to muscle cramps. Its loss has to be compensated suitably by giving certain salt preparations to the patient. So, in so many fields, we are using common salt. That means sodium chloride. As sodium chloride is also a very useful raw materials for different chemicals. That means for the preparation of different chemicals, we use the main ingredient as common salt, sodium chloride. So today we are going to discuss some important facts about sodium chloride. As you all know that sodium chloride, that is common salt, is a white powder which is used in preparing food. Isn't it? Common salt is also known as just salt or table salt. Chemical name, we all of you know that it is sodium chloride. So chemically it is called sodium chloride, and commonly we use the term common salt or table salt or just salt. So how it is prepared or how it is formed? Sodium chloride is a ionic compound. What do you mean by ionic compound? It consists of sodium ion and chloride ion. That's why it is known as ionic compound. And it is combined in the ratio 1:1. What do you mean by 1:1? Sodium Na 1, chlorine Cl, that is 1. 1 sodium and 1 chlorine. It is combined together. It is in the ratio 1:1. It is also known as table salt, common salt, or halite. That is that mineral that is comes from that we get from the earth. That is that common salt we known as halite. So it is the salt which is mainly responsible for the salinity of seawater, and it for the extracellular fluid which is present in many multicellular organisms. As I said, biologically it has a number of functions to perform in our body, that is such as muscle contraction, conduction of nerve impulses, then hydrochloric acid, that is in the stomach, which helps in the digestion. That means it converted into hydrochloric nervous system, and the sodium chloride converted into hydrochloric acid. Then the sweating. During the sweating, we lose sodium chloride. That means sodium chloride is there in our body. So all these makes that sodium chloride is an important, quite essential ingredient for our, or essential part of our life. Then it finds its application from household to industrial process. Seawater is the major source of this salt. So we can say that the major source of the salt is from seawater, and it is chemically known as sodium chloride, and it is written as NaCl. NaCl. Then let us look how a common salt is obtained, or where the occurrence of sodium chloride. So common salt occurs naturally in seawater and as a rock salt. So we can observe common salt naturally in seawater and as a rock salt. Common salt occurs in dissolved form in seawater. As you all know, when we drink seawater, its taste is salty. That means it consists of sodium chloride. Not only sodium chloride, many other salts also present in the seawater. On the other hand, we know that salt occurs in solid form. We call them as rock salt. Rock salt. It is present in the rock. So mostly all the chemical compounds which consist of chlorine or sodium is usually derived from salts. That means sodium, chlorine combined ചെയ്താണ് many salts ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്. It is distributed abundantly in nature, and we have already said that the major source of salt is in seawater. Then pure salt can be obtained from mineral halite. So that means underground deposits. In the underground deposits of common salt, mainly found in many parts of the world, the large crystals of common salt found in underground deposits, we call them as rock salt. So rock salt is usually brown in color. Why it is brown? What we use in our house is white in color. So actual salt color is brown in color. Why it is so? It is due to the presence of impurities. We know that many of the salts that we get from the evaporation of seawater, but actually the color of that evaporated seawater, it's brown in color. After purification only, its color is changing into pure white. Okay, so normal color or the rock salt usually brown in color due to the presence of impurities. So rock salt is mined from underground deposit just like a coal. How we are mining the coal, just like that it is also mined from the earth. So sodium chloride is obtained by mining the deposits, and brine solution is obtained by passing water into the deposits. Hence the salts get dissolved, then the solution is pumped out. So brine means concentrated solution of sodium chloride. We call them as brine. We will study later in the preparation of so many other salts. Brine means concentrated salt solution. Concentrated salt solution നമ്മൾ കോമൺ ആയിട്ട് വിളിക്കുന്ന പേരാണ് brine, BRINE, brine solution. So one of the origin of common salt is the underground deposits. The other one is from the sea water. That is, evaporation of sea water is one of the major process used to obtain salt, and it is most widely followed in countries like India. So the crystals obtained usually consist of impurities such as calcium sulfate, sodium sulfate, etc. That's why its color is light brown, Pure crystals are obtained by dissolving salts with a little water and filtering the solution. So two major sources we have discussed. One is common salt from seawater. Second is common salt from underground deposits.